The NCAA Tournament isn't about the blue bloods, it's about chaos. Every year, one team nobody believed in suddenly catches fire, knocks out a powerhouse, and destroys millions of brackets overnight. But this year might be different, because there might not be just one dangerous sleeper team lurking in the tournament. There might be 5. An undefeated team nobody trusts, a scoring machine dropping nearly 90 points per game, and a program with a history of shocking college basketball when it matters most. These are the sleeper teams that could turn your bracket into chaos. The Redhawks are currently the last undefeated team in the country. They're dominating the MAC, and they still haven't lost a single conference game this season. Under fourth-year head coach Travis Steele, Miami has quietly built one of the most explosive offenses in college basketball. They're averaging over 90 points per game, second in the entire nation, and they're doing it with incredible efficiency. The Redhawks are shooting over 52% from the field and nearly 40% from 3. But what makes this offense dangerous is that the scoring doesn't come from just one player. Guard Peter Suter leads the attack, averaging nearly 15 points per game, along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Brant Byers adds another 14 points a night, stretching defenses with his perimeter shooting, and inside, Ian Elmer anchors the front court, grabbing 6 rebounds per game, while adding 12 points of his own. The biggest concern for Miami isn't talent, it's their resume. A weak schedule and limited high-level competition have left some analysts questioning the undefeated run. Is it dominance, or simply the result of who they've played? But if that offense keeps firing the way it has all season, and they survive the MAC tournament, Miami of Ohio could be the kind of team that turns a comfortable first-round matchup into a nightmare. Another team quietly building a dangerous profile this season is St. Louis. The Billikens have been dominating opponents, winning games by more than 20 points per night, and building one of the most impressive scoring margins in college basketball. Offensively, they've been explosive. St. Louis is averaging nearly 90 points per game, while shooting over 51% from the field, and an elite 40% from 3. That makes them one of the most efficient scoring teams in the country. But what really separates St. Louis is their defense. The Billikens are holding opponents under 69 points per game, forcing tough shots, and limiting second-chance opportunities with strong rebounding. That balance makes them extremely dangerous in March. They can overwhelm teams offensively with pace and shooting, while suffocating opponents defensively when the game slows down. Robbie Avila leads the attack, providing efficient scoring and playmaking from the post. Trey Green stretches defenses with dangerous perimeter shooting, and Dion Brown adds versatility and scoring from the guard spot. The biggest concern for St. Louis is their reliance on the three-point shot. Teams that live by the 3 can be incredibly dangerous, but if those shots go cold in March, even elite offenses can disappear overnight. But if the Billikens keep firing from deep and locking teams down defensively, St. Louis could be the kind of team that quietly knocks off a higher seed and wrecks brackets in March. But the most dangerous team on this list might actually be the one almost nobody is talking about. Because while some teams rely on shooting and others rely on experience, this team wins in a completely different way. Physicality, relentless rebounding, and a style of play that can wear opponents down over 40 minutes. That team is South Florida. South Florida has quietly built one of the most dangerous profiles in the country. The Bulls are outscoring opponents by nearly 12 points per game, while ranking among the highest scoring teams in college basketball. They're averaging nearly 88 points per game. But what really makes South Florida dangerous is how they play. This is a fast, physical, relentless team. They push the pace, attack the rim, and dominate the glass. South Florida averages over 42 rebounds per game, one of the best marks in the country, and those extra possessions can completely change a game. Higher seeds often struggle with teams like this in March because the physicality wears opponents down over 40 minutes. Isaiah Nelson anchors the effort inside, averaging 16 points and 10 rebounds per game, while protecting the rim. Wes Ennis adds scoring and playmaking from the perimeter, and Joseph Pinion stretches defenses with his outside shooting, giving the Bulls multiple ways to score. The biggest question for South Florida is stamina. Their physical style works over one game, but surviving multiple tournament matchups against deeper teams can be a different challenge. But if the Bulls keep controlling the glass, pushing the pace, and attacking the rim the way they have all season, South Florida could be the kind of team that knocks off a higher seed and sends brackets into total chaos. Belmont has quietly put together one of the most impressive seasons in the country. The Bruins sit near the top of the Missouri Valley Conference, and they've been winning games by more than 11 points per night. But what makes Belmont so dangerous in March is their offense. The Bruins are averaging 84 points per game, while shooting over 51% from the field, and an elite 40% from three. They're also knocking down more than 10 three-pointers per game, which makes them one of the most dangerous shooting teams in college basketball. When Belmont gets hot from deep, they can stretch a lead open in minutes, or erase a deficit just as quickly. Tyler Lundblade leads the attack, averaging nearly 16 points per game, while shooting over 41% from three, and an incredible 93% from the free throw line. Sam Orm adds reliable inside scoring and strong rebounding, while Drew Charnowski anchors the front court, finishing efficiently around the rim and controlling the glass. The biggest concern for Belmont is their defense. It's solid, but not elite, and in March, one bad defensive stretch against a high-powered offense can end a tournament run in a hurry. But if the Bruins start raining threes, controlling the tempo, and moving the ball the way they have all season, Belmont could be the kind of team that suddenly catches fire in March, knocks off a higher seed, and sends brackets into chaos. But while Belmont wins with shooting and offensive efficiency, the final team on this list has built its reputation in a very different way, by shocking bigger programs when it matters most. And few mid-majors in college basketball have done that better than Stephen F. Austin. The Lumberjacks have quietly put together another impressive season, winning games by more than 11 points per night and dominating the Southland Conference. Offensively, Stephen F. Austin plays a balanced and efficient style. They average around 77 points per game, while moving the ball extremely well, nearly 14 assists per game, creating open looks through crisp passing and smart shot selection. That efficiency makes them difficult to defend, especially when they start building momentum in the second half. Keon Thompson leads the attack, a dynamic guard averaging more than 18 points per game, while adding rebounding and playmaking that keeps the offense flowing. But what truly makes Stephen F. Austin dangerous in March is something that can't always be measured in numbers: experience. This program has built a reputation for shocking bigger schools in the NCAA Tournament, most famously upsetting number 3 seed West Virginia in 2016 as a 14 seed to reach the round of 32. That history gives the Lumberjacks confidence when the pressure rises. The biggest concern for Stephen F. Austin is their scoring ceiling. Their offense is efficient, but not explosive. And in March, sometimes you need a team that can suddenly put up 90 points to survive a shootout. But if Stephen F. Austin starts moving the ball, knocking down shots, and leaning on that tournament experience, the Lumberjacks could once again become the kind of team that knocks off a higher seed and sends brackets into chaos. And every single year, one team nobody expected flips the entire NCAA tournament on its head. A program flying under the radar suddenly catches fire, knocks off a powerhouse, and turns millions of brackets into chaos. This year, that team might already be hiding in plain sight. Whether it's Miami, St. Louis, South Florida, Belmont, or Stephen F. Austin, one of these teams could become the story of March. So when you're filling out your bracket, remember one thing: chaos always finds a way. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, Like the video and subscribe for more March Madness content before Selection Sunday.